Welcome back, friends, to another episode of the Zephcast, the show where we get to know your favorite content creators, streamers, and podcasters alike. I am your host, ZephyrsXP, and with me today, we got Twitch variety streamer, Good Vibes tribe member, and my good friend, the one and only Kyoukalay. Thank you so much for being here today, Kyou. How's your day going today?
Yeah, thanks for having me. My day has been uneventful, but good. The weather's been nice. The birds been chirping. It's all been just super nice.
Just chilling, kind of?
Yeah.
Is it really hot where you're at?
Not too bad yet. It's gonna go up at the end of the week until like 30, I think. Mm-hmm. But right now it's about 22 degrees, so not too bad yet.
It's like frying everywhere. Everybody I've talked to has just been saying it's like so hot. It's a hot ass summer.
Yep. I feel so bad for everyone that's like frying in their rooms or can't stream because it's too hot.
Oh yeah, there's been a couple people I've talked to who said like they're just postponing streams or they're not going to do any streams for a while just because of the heat and everything. I was doing that a few weeks ago. Like I was trying to stream, but it was so hot in this room, and I always try to keep like everything closed for sound and stuff. And between the PC and like super hot degrees outside, I was like, I can't do this. I'm like melting on stream.
Oh, yeah. Do you have anything like aircon in your room or nothing?
I have kind of like right behind me over there, ever so slightly. It's like an air purifier, not really AC, but it kind of gives off like a little bit of a breeze. And I mean, the summer, any possible thing will help out, you know? Yeah.
So in where I live in the Netherlands, it's like all the houses are built to keep the heat inside because, well, like 50 years ago, the winters would be really bad and really cold and everything. But, you know, global warming and all that fun stuff has been happening, and it's been unbearable in the summer now. It's like our apartment, if it's like 20 degrees outside, it can get to up to 30 in the apartment itself. So last year we finally took the dive and we bought air conditioning because we just couldn't live here anymore. Nice. And I live in like an attic as well. So it's just really bad. So
hot. And I think heat like dissipates upwards, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's just like no matter what, it's just going to be a toasty summer, it feels like. Kind of jumping right into the very first question. We always like to start off the podcast with an icebreaker question. So you think you're ready for the icebreaker we got today?
Give it to me.
All right. So they're always randomized every time. And the one I got today was, if you could write a book, what genre would you write it in? Mystery, thriller, romance, historical fiction?
Well, Zeph, that's actually really funny because I'm currently publishing my first book.
I kind of looked into that, so when I got that, I was like, oh, this is so perfect.
Yes, that is legit the most perfect question for me right now. So I'm just gonna, I guess I'm promoting my book now for a little bit. Yeah, thanks. So it's an adventure book. It's fiction. It's if you have to compare it to something, I would say like Indiana Jones vibes meets Agatha Christie. It has like a relic hunt, puzzle elements. It has all kinds of stuff, a little bit of supernatural. And I'm very excited. I've already finished it quite a while ago in December last year. And I've kind of been postponing publishing it because, well, I was also scared with Corona and also just scared to get into it because I wouldn't know what publishing would entail. So I took it upon myself I think it was about 2 weeks ago. I was like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm gonna have my vacation soon, and I'm just gonna do it. So I'm currently in the middle of that process.
Nice. I mean, do you kind of feel as you gotten older, it's just one of those things where like if you really want to do it, just do it and don't care what like anybody says, just go 100% for it?
Yeah, and it's always been my dream to publish a book, like since I was a little girl. So it's super scary and nerve-wracking, but at the same time, it's so exciting.
That is really exciting. Are you going to publish it through like Amazon, or what are your plans for it?
That was actually one of my struggles at first, because since I live in the Netherlands in Europe, publishing an English book is not something that's easy to do here. At least if you actually want like a physical book, which I really want. I want to be able to hold it.
The paperback and everything.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to just have it as an ebook or anything. So I reached out to a publishing company and I asked them what were the options, and then they sent me back, we can just publish it physically in the Netherlands and in Belgium, and then we'll just put it online on Amazon for the rest of the world, since you've written it in English. So that's really awesome.
That is really, really cool. I'm such a sucker for like the book covers and the feel of the book, and like hardback books. I love collecting hardback books because there's just something so... Can you read a book like on an iPad or something, or do you have to have like the physical paper book?
No, like just books, I absolutely prefer having either paperback or hardcover, and just I can't do it on a phone or anything. With if it's with a manga or something, I'm fine, but a book has to be physical.
It's kind of like I was talking a couple weeks ago on a previous episode of the podcast with my friend Suits, and we're talking about music and like collecting vinyls, and like you can go on Spotify or YouTube and just listen to whatever music you want, but there's something physical like about an experience of it. Like when you take that physical vinyl, put it on the thing, record player, headphones on, and just kind of like go through the lyrics, go through everything, feel the album and everything. It's a whole experience. And same with books. Like, you know, you can just listen to an audiobook or like read a book on an iPad, but there's something about like opening it up. You have the bookmark in there, going back. It's an experience for sure.
I also just really like you know, you actually own it.
Yes.
And I know that sounds stupid and a little materialistic maybe, but nowadays everything is digital, and you just have subscriptions on everything, you know. You don't own any movies anymore. You just watch Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever, and it's just a shame, because eventually that whole collecting is just gonna kind of disappear, I feel. Right.
I relate so much to that. Are you more on the I want to buy the video game versus just download it?
I have switched to downloading, unfortunately. Although I do love having. I have like my little box over there with all my physical games, and I love them. But it is a lot easier.
It is. I ended up buying the PS5, like the disc drive edition, because I've always been like, I love buying the games physically, and it is a materialistic thing. It totally is. You just like holding it and like opening it, you know, back in the day when you'd get the books and stuff in there. But yeah, recently I've been buying some games on like PlayStation Store or even on Steam, and it's so fast, it's so convenient. It just downloads right away. You don't have to go waiting in line at midnight or anything like that, or the game's sold out. It's just there. And I feel like,
and that you can also play it on different places. You take it with you, the library, to your new computer, and I guess if you have it physically, you also take it with you. But you can lose it or you can break it, and that's something that you can do when it's online.
Totally agree.
So,
I totally agree. There's just something about like physically owning a piece of media or something that's just it's hard. I don't know. I feel like it's a very human thing to want to physically own it, and it seems like our whole world is kind of going not in that direction.
So you'd say that the PS5 without the disc drive is better?
I mean, they're both the exact same. It's just, do you want like disc drive or like to be able to purchase physical discs and use it that way or not? I'd say it's still nice to have it just in case. You know, you can always go and buy like used copies, maybe not today, but like down the road, buying used copies of games. But like, yeah, some people go and buy games on like eBay and stuff and just get them, you know, used, secondhand pricing. So I don't know. I don't know. It's like, I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, I'm not going to be surprised if at the end of this generation, if like PS6 comes out in 5 or 10 years, like if that's the one where I don't buy a disc drive and just go 100% digital, you know?
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
I was also talking about that with my partner. Like, if we get the PS5, which one do we want to get?
Right.
And one of my arguments for getting the one with the disc drive was, well, if we ever want to watch movies, we can use it.
Right.
Because that's possible. But then he was like, but we don't own movies on disc anymore either. And it was like, oh yeah, right. So it is, yeah, I don't know. There's something to say for both sides.
Everything is like going digital, and like you exactly said, like I don't think I own any movies. Everything I watch is like Netflix or Disney Plus or anything like that, YouTube. And it's like I get the sense of wanting the physical hard drive just in case in the future, but when you like think, you know, retroactively on it, I'm like, but I don't really own any physical media anymore these days. So yeah, no. I feel like a lot of people are kind of in that boat now that there's the option of this or that, you know. So first real question of the stream, or of the podcast / stream for you, my friend, is who is Kyou, the streamer, and the person behind the streamer?
Okay. Okay, how to start?
Big
as
question,
a streamer,
right? Big question, right?
Yeah, it's a big question. I'm someone who, well, I've come to adore streaming in a way that I didn't think I would. I thought it would just be a really fun hobby, something that just would make me want to start gaming again, because before I started streaming, I had taken a really long break from gaming. Like a year, I think. I just stopped, and I really missed it. For me, it was also a gateway to start gaming again, but it became so much more than that. And I started building my community, and we started using like the catchphrase that I welcome everyone to this family, the Kyou fam, and that's what it has become. It has basically become my family now, and I'm so happy every time I press live and people show up. And I don't know, it makes me be a really happy person. And especially if I compare it to before, I'm just a lot happier. And that's I don't know, what streaming gives me, and I feel like what streaming does for a lot of people, and also watching streamers. It's such a great thing.
It's very
and I'm sure you feel the same.
It's so community based, right? Like, it's so friendship focused, and like people you see every single day, and you just are so excited to talk to them. And yeah, a lot of times when I talk to people who stream, a big common thing everyone seems to love is just this ability to see people every single day, catch up on their lives. Hey, what's new? What you doing today? And it's like almost going to school in a way, where like every day you're seeing your friends and you're like catching up every day. Yeah, it's I love some of the small things, like the every morning, or at least the morning for the people in Europe. For me, people start saying good morning in my Discord, and it's something so small, it's something so simple, but it happens every day, and it's been happening for months now, and every day I'm so happy that it's still happening. And it's just, yeah, that community and people being happy to be part of that community, it's just so good. It's so great. It always upsets me a little bit when some people just think of Twitch as just video games. Like, people just go on there just to play video games, and I'm like, I mean, maybe video games are a component of it, you know, just like music or art or whatever the streams are about, but really the whole point of it is community, building friendships, building relationships, and just building a community. Like, that's the whole point of it, in my opinion.
Yes, I totally agree. And that's basically what I learned through that, because like, yeah, I thought it was games. I thought it was games and talking to yourself and then getting a kick out of it. Right. And that was silly. But it's so much more. And if someone in chat tells me like, or tells us as a streamer, like, oh, this has been so nice, or I needed this, or this has made my day, like, that just warms every aspect of my body and soul. Like, that's just, I mean, maybe it's also a bit selfish in a way, like getting that feedback does wonders for my ego, but it's I don't know, it's a nice thing to be able to make people happy, to make them feel nice if they're feeling down, or to be there for them, because like you can help them, and you can chat with them, and the live aspect of Twitch is just something so nice, like if you compare it to something like YouTube, I suppose. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it, and I'm definitely gonna keep going for a long time, hopefully.
That live component is really what makes I feel Twitch so much different than other social media platforms. Is like you can watch a YouTuber or YouTube videos for years and have some connection to like that person, but when you're in a stream every day, and I'm talking directly to you, the person, every single day, asking how your day's going individually and in real time talking about it. It's such a, feels like the future. It just feels like this is going to be the thing going in the future, is live interaction, live talking with people, and it's such a powerful thing, I believe.
Yeah, I always really love it if I'm in someone's chat and someone else comes in and the streamer's like, oh hey, how did your exam go? Or like, how was your first day on your new job? Like, people know that stuff about each other and they ask about it. They're genuinely interested, and it's nice because the world seems so harsh nowadays, and everyone's so annoyed almost, at least in my eyes, when you go outside. And then I go back into my little hidey hole here in my house, and I come onto Twitch, and the world seems so good and seems so different and warm and whole. And then I'm like, how is this not the same?
I wonder how I wonder how many people go on Twitch, not even just to stream, but even to like watch streamers. I wonder how many people go on Twitch because they're not getting that satisfaction out in the real world. They're not getting that friendship, they're not getting those, you know, those smiles or that connection with people, and they come on Twitch, and people are, I mean, I know some people kind of like oomph their personality a little bit while they're streaming because it's entertaining, and you know that you want to kind of give a bombastic personality a lot of times, but there really is that connection that a lot of people, I feel like, are looking for. And there's so many communities on Twitch that are like open arms. We want to accept people, we want to have everybody in, you know, as long as you're friendly and nice and just open-minded, we'd love to have you and just talk and hang out. And it's almost like, I don't want to say it's an escape, but in some ways it does feel like Twitch can be an escape for a lot of people, at least for myself. I definitely feel that. Like I go outside and I'm like, man, people are so mean in the world, and then come on here and I'm like, yo, we all one big family.
Yes, exactly.
So true.
Oh my god, it's a little sad that the contrast is so big, and I feel like here on Twitch, most people are around the same age. Like you find your people, especially now that with the new tags, you're able to find people that have similar situations as you. It's easier also to make friends. It's there might be, not everything might be perfect with Twitch, but it's a pretty good platform.
I totally agree. In the beginning, what originally got you interested in wanting to start streaming on Twitch? Like, what was the first step where you're like, I want to do this, I want to jump into this?
So I got fired from my job, unfortunately, because of Corona, which was in 2020 in November. I heard about it in October, which was honestly no surprise. They were struggling. I was working at a hotel at the time as a receptionist. You know, that kind of business was not doing well without guests, which was fair. So unfortunately, since I was the newest person there also where I was also the first one to go. And I was actually kind of happy because I had been going to work since the start of the pandemic with a bit of a heavy heart. Having a partner who is immunocompromised and still having to go out every day with the risk of bringing home COVID was terrifying. So I was kind of happy about being laid off.
Pros and cons, right?
Yeah. No, I was having therapy at the time, and the moment I was like, oh, I got fired, my therapist was like, oh, you're really happy about that. I was like, oh yeah, oops. But then I started talking to a good friend of mine, who is also a streamer, actually, Serene Hime. And I already know her in real life, and she was talking to me about streaming, and she's a VTuber, and she was talking about how fun it was. And that's when I started watching her streams, because I hadn't done that before, because I was never really active on Twitch. I sometimes watched a couple of like big YouTubers who jumped onto Twitch every now and then, but that's it. And I was like, oh, this looks fun. Hey, I'm gonna have nothing to do after I'm done with my job.
Why not?
Should I maybe give it a go? Should I try? And I talked to her about it. She's definitely been my biggest supporter in that as well. And she was like, please, I will buy you a setup, please.
Yeah.
You would be such a good streamer. You should do it. You should do it now, right now. And that's yeah, that was my push. And I just started on my PS4 with the Twitch function that they have on it, with this headphones and the mic that is also in the headphones.
Nice,
it was really bad, without camera, without any layovers. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna give this a go, see what happens. And yeah, I hit affiliate within 2.5 weeks, and
Nice.
Which was surprising. But that also gave me a bit of a boost, like, oh, this is going well. I'm gonna keep doing this, and I'm gonna invest a bit. Yeah, and then yeah, Kyoukalay was born.
Did you always want to go like have a camera while streaming? Because I did see some of your original first streams did not have a camera on it. Some people are like pretty anti-camera, like they don't want to stream with a camera, and other people are like they really like it. I love having a camera because it really builds more of a personal connection, I believe, and you get to kind of see more interactions and more reactions and stuff from the streamer. When you first started and you were like diving into it, where you're like, eventually I want to get a camera?
With the very first moment, I didn't want to do it, because I was a bit afraid, as someone who is female, that I might get backlash in some form or way, or get bullied, or just things that happen, unfortunately, on Twitch. I was afraid that would happen. But I waited for it for a bit. I went to see how people would respond to just hearing my voice. And I realized that with the people that stuck around in my community, they didn't care. They were just there for me and for my personality. So that's when I kind of decided, okay, I'm just, you know what? I do want to try having a camera. Who knows? Maybe it's fun, because I think I'm a very expressive person, and I'm a very, I do like physical entertainment as well, and being silly and like that.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, that was something I was definitely in favor for. The only problem I had in the beginning, because I streamed without a camera until April 2021, so pretty long still, because I didn't have a PC. I only had my PlayStation, and with the setup that I had, I would be sitting on my couch. It would be very unflattering, so I was like, no, I'm just gonna wait, guys, until I build my PC. So that's, yeah, in April, that's when I had my debut.
Nice.
With the camera. That was very fun.
Did you build your PC like part by part, or did you buy a pre-built out of curiosity?
I built it with my partner part by part.
Part by part?
That was the very first one, yeah.
Nice.
It was very fun.
It's like impossible to find GPUs nowadays, so that huge props to you being able to do that.
We actually got one from a friend that
nice.
already had a new one. They were able to get a new one, and they were like, do you want my old one?
Oh,
and I'm like,
man.
yes, please.
That is a friend.
Yeah, that was amazing. So yeah, we were very lucky.
I was looking for months, like part by part, trying to like especially wait for a GPU, since that, like, I was like, once I get the GPU, then everything else will kind of follow in place, and I couldn't find one for months. And then I was just like, I'm just gonna buy a pre-built and spec'd it out, and I'm like, it might not have every single component that I want, but like for what it is, it works, it's great, I'm happy with it. So that's the way to go.
Okay.
The whole world is
Have
just
you
going...
ever...
Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Sorry?
No,
have you ever built a PC?
I never have. I've always wanted to. most of my stuff that I have is like very Apple. So I have like Apple, literally everything, and then just a PC now. I was streaming for months off of my MacBook Pro, and it kind of was working, but I had so many like stutters and problems and dropped frames and crashes all throughout it. It almost became like a joke in my community about streaming off of my MacBook. And then once everything kind of fell in place, was able to find some decent parts, then I bought the pre-built, and even have some funky issues here and there with it, but not nearly to the same extent. So like, is it really a stream if you're not having some kind of tech problems?
Honestly, I had the same kind of joke in my community before, because I did connect my laptop eventually, because I wanted to have some type of overlay, but like everything kept crashing and my capture card didn't work, and that was also basically every stream.
You're just like,
so I know the struggle.
Right. It's such a struggle. Like anybody who just watches streaming and hasn't ever tried streaming, I don't know. There's such a range. You can literally stream straight from a PlayStation and, kick ass at it and have a ton of fun. And then there's the opposite side where you have 20 cameras and a million lights and overlays and everything going. But that's the cool thing, I think, with streaming. So many people think you have to buy expensive stuff to start, and you really, 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 really don't. Like if you want to start streaming, just click that stream button on your PlayStation and just go for it and have a good time.
Exactly. 100% agree.
Totally agree. Now, on that, I do have to know deep in my soul, where did the idea of the hot flexing guy emote come from your channel? I gotta know, because it's one of the best emotes.
Let me quickly put him in chat. There he is. All right, thank you, Batman.
Yes.
Okay.
You all know.
The hot flexing guy. Okay, so this is my emote called Bufflayton. So Zeph, I don't know if you're familiar with the Professor Layton series, the game series.
I've seen it, no, or played it.
Okay, well, it's quite old. It was on the DS. It was a puzzle series. Well, that's very basic. Like, it's a lot more. It's mystery and like, it comes down to puzzle solving, at least. Okay. And that's the main character, Professor Layton. He's not actually buff.
Oh, he's not? Did you like buff him up a little bit?
Yeah, so this was a joke because I've been fan of that series since I was a teenager, and I've been in that fandom as well for years and years. I still am. It's something I talk about frequently on my channel too. And that became a running joke in that fandom that the professor from that game either had a dad bod or he was buff.
Oh, gotcha.
But that actually also became like a really big discussion, and I was on Team Buff. And that somehow transcended into my Twitch channel. Well, actually, I do know how, because a few people from the fandom also joined my community, and they kept talking about it, and they kind of made it a thing. And yeah, now I have a half-naked buff Professor Layton emote.
And just one thing led to another, and now we're here.
Yes, it's so funny to see. I see people use it if they're talking about working out, which I really like. Yeah. Like a friend, Consbluter, she says she always uses it when people are talking about working out in streams, and I'm like, hell yeah, that's exactly that's perfect. You go use that.
She also did your logo, right?
Yes, the one that I have, at least on Discord. I haven't used it on anything else yet. She's an amazing artist. She's so talented.
She is. See, like, that's been one thing that I was so surprised with streaming. Like, when I first started streaming, I was so like, it's just, we're gonna play video games and have fun. But the longer I go through it, the more I just see there are just amazing musicians everywhere, artists everywhere, people doing like arts and crafts or like crocheting, and I'm just like, man, people are so damn talented. It yes, blows my mind.
Yeah, it's amazing. I almost feel like that's also something that helps boost you as a streamer. If you have something and if you're good at it, and if you can show it, like people love that kind of stuff.
Very true.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have anything that you're like, yeah, that's definitely my thing?
I'd say probably music. I do a lot of like music stuff, not as much on stream, although that will probably be changing in the future. Gonna try to do more like, you know, piano streams or like some guitar streams and stuff. But yeah, I think everybody has something in them, whether it's writing book maybe, or, you know, even music or art. Just everybody has something that they can, you know, kind of incorporate, maybe not even right at the beginning when they start streaming, when they're kind of dipping their toes in, but like I'm a firm believer everybody has something, some kind of talent in there, you know?
Yeah, even if they don't know it yet, they might discover it.
Yes. Yes.
I actually had that as well. I wouldn't necessarily call it a talent, but something that I discovered about myself due to streaming was that I do have an affinity with voice acting.
Yeah.
And yeah. And that's not something I ever knew about myself, I ever expected, but I absolutely love doing it now, and every opportunity I get, I do it. And it's a thing now on the channel, and people keep telling me like, how did you not know that you were good at this? And I'm like, I don't know. I guess I never got the chance to do it.
Right.
But I guess I'm good at it.
Have you ever thought about
so fun
doing like those Amazon audiobooks and like reading, or like, because I think with Amazon audiobooks, like through Audible, I think you can sign up to actually be somebody that reads one of the books.
Yeah,
that could be pretty cool.
Maybe
that could be pretty cool.
Could be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people I've met through Twitch too who you know, whether it's playing older games and you gotta like read off the dialogue, because it's one thing to just like read it off in a very bland kind of way, but people kind of spruce it up and give it some personality, and then just before you know it, they're like, hey, I might, this is pretty cool, I'm getting pretty good at this. And yeah, like talent's everywhere. Talent blows my mind.
Yeah.
The other one also tied a little bit to that is, what's the story behind the Dommy Mommy channel point redemption?
Wow, you prepared, huh?
I do research. You do research.
All right, I'm the streamer with the Dommy Mommy redemption. Yeah, that's actually something that happened this last Monday. No, not Monday, Sunday. So two days ago, but it has been a thing on my channel before. There's this lovely person in my community who is also my mod, Aoi Daffodil, and we had this joke. I don't know when it started, a while back, but I called her Dommy Mommy for something amazing that she did, because she's amazing. And it became a quote, and we took away the quote. It became a bit of a thing, and now we call people randomly Dommy Mommy in the chat sometimes.
Nice.
And this past Sunday, someone made a daddy joke. That's what it started as. And I was like, do you want me to call you daddy? Is that what this is? And they were like, well, I'm not going to say no. So I was like, all right, well, you're not going to get it for free, though. So I made it a redemption.
Gotta pay for it.
Exactly. Gotta get those points out there.
Right.
So that was the first redemption that I had, which was, I will call you daddy once. And I know.
Oh my goodness.
And that evolved into, well, let's not be sexist. We need it. We're another equivalent of that. And then it was like, all right, what do you guys want to be called then? And then someone said, well, Dommy Mommy, of course.
Oh,
and then yeah, now I have those two redemptions, and I'm not quite sure if I should make the price higher, or because then people were spamming it, and I had to call everyone daddy and Dommy Mommy, and it was fun, but also, what has my life become?
You could always do like only one redemption per stream though, right?
Yeah, I should probably do that. I just quickly did it during stream, so I haven't like put any filters on it, but I should. I really should.
Those are the best channel points though, where there's like some kind of inside joke with your community, and you just kind of take it and keep taking it and keep going with it, and then next thing you know, you have a Dommy Mommy channel point redemption. Right?
Yeah. I love the inside jokes in communities. I love having that with people.
Yes, it builds the connection stronger, I feel like, too.
Yeah.
I did also see that you've been playing Potion Craft recently. I watched a little bit of it, and that game looks really, really cool. How are you enjoying it so far?
Well, it's actually just a demo so far. It's very cute. It's an adorable little game. It's very relaxing.
Yeah.
You just make potions and you sell the potions, and it's a very cute art style. I've only played it for like 20 minutes, I think, and I haven't come back to it yet. I might when the game comes out fully, but it's very adorable. Do you definitely recommend it if you like looking for a chill little experience. It's also free on Steam, so
free's hard to beat. Do you enjoy like more of those chill kind of relaxed games? Like I know you've played a lot of Stardew Valley. Are those kind of your go-tos, the chill, relaxed kind of games?
Well, I'm always switching it up, honestly. Sometimes I have this period where I'm full on into the chill games, and then I play Stardew and I play Slime Rancher and I all those like cute little cozy games. Right. I'm in love with that. But then sometimes I'm like, no, we're getaway chill games. We're into horror now, and then I play a few horror games for a few weeks, or we start another. It's definitely, I'm definitely a variety streamer. I stream everything.
When I did a little bit of
point and click.
When I did a little bit of research, I saw you played a lot of games, played a lot of like cool indie games and everything. I think that's really cool though, because I'm kind of the opposite end. I kind of pick one game and just play through completion, even if it takes me like 2 or 3 months. But there's something really cool about just every single stream you're trying a different game, you're playing something a little bit different. I'm kind of envious a little bit, honestly.
Yeah. Would you be comfortable with changing it up?
I definitely think after I finish Dark Souls 2, might jump into something like that, maybe for a little bit. There's a lot of indie games I really have always wanted to play. I did play Hollow Knight a few months ago, which I believe you've also played a little bit of it as well. And that was one of the best games I've ever played in my life. It was incredible, but there is something nice about just, I don't know. I see both sides of it. I like the funness of trying a new game every day, but I also like that, like, you went through a whole playthrough, kicked all the boss's ass, and you know, you beat it and you're ready to move on to the next one. So pros and cons, I guess, right?
Yeah. I also think I'd like to just I'd like a little bit of both. I started with streaming. I did a full playthrough of Ghost of Tsushima, which took me a very long time. I did also switch it up with a little bit of Stardew every now and then, and I also played Hollow Knight. I tried to finish Hollow Knight, but I couldn't because I'm not good enough. But
it's tough. It's a hard game.
It's so tough. Every time I play a very long game, I am not the kind of person who can stick to one game for months. That's definitely not something I can do. I don't know if it's the ADHD or something else, but it's something. I can't do it. It's just too much.
It's like almost envious of those streamers who just pick one single game, like, I don't know, Apex or Fortnite or Final Fantasy 14, and they just like, they live their life through it. I'm almost like, I don't know if I could do that, but I'm a little envious. You know, that would be a very easy way to play video games in a way, you know, maybe boring in some ways, but kind of easy and smooth sailing.
Yeah, and if you're into that and you love doing that, like your whole streaming career, that's great. And also, I think it's an easier community to build. The people who maybe stick around for the game and then start sticking around for you or for both, that's a good thing, because I think that builds audience faster than how I do it. But yeah, there's a charm, I guess, also in playing something different every time. Sometimes people say to me like, but are you sure you want to stream that, because it will probably not gain you anything, like no followers, maybe not even viewers. And I'm like, yeah, but that's what I want to play. So yeah,
at the core base
I want to have
fun. Yeah, at the core base of it, like with streaming, you just first and foremost have to have fun. And if you're not having fun, if you're playing a game you absolutely like really hate, then just the viewers are going to sense that, the community is going to sense it, and it's just going to be a bad time for everybody. So even if it's a game that doesn't have potential for big viewership or whatever, like if you want to play it, you want to play it. And I think too, people are realizing with streaming that so many people there are there for the community. They're there for the friends there. They're there to hang out with you. And regardless of what you play, they'll still be there to hang out with you, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's almost more of an accessory, the game, to the stream than anything else. It's, of course, it's fun. It's a good topic. It's a good topic of conversation, but in the end, we're there for the interaction for sure.
Yeah, I feel like the games have always been kind of like a middle point between new person and the streamer. It's like maybe they're looking on Twitch for a particular kind of game. They go in that category genre and then they find a couple different streamers, and then depending on the personalities, they'll either follow or hang out, join the community. But yeah, it's almost like the game is there as like the middle ground to tie the streamer and the audience together. And sometimes if you play a game that has like a really big community, I guess I can see that where more people might be able to directly connect with you through there. But yeah, I mean, first and foremost, the number one thing people have to remember is just have fun with it, no matter what.
Exactly. It's so important, actually.
Has there ever been a game that you've wanted to live in the world in, like a game you loved so much you're like, I wish I could be transported to this world?
I've had that with a couple games, I think. The one I talked about before that I'm still a huge fan of, the Professor Layton series. That, I mean, it's basically our world, but made a little more magical. But just Stardew Valley is also one of the games that I put way too much time in. The idea of just leaving this busy world and settling down on a farm and just chilling and being in a small town and exploring a bit, that sounds really nice.
I feel like the older I get, the more that totally sounds like my cup of tea. Like, cool to be a hero and save the world and all of that and all the action, but at the same time, like, something nice about just sitting on a rocking chair, drinking tea, hanging out, sunset. I like that. Chill vibes. Yeah,
not being forced into the societal norms and the pressure of making money and all that. It's yeah, any game that doesn't have that sounds great.
100% agree. Like, just what do you think the world would be like if people didn't have to work for money? Like, if just money wasn't even a part of the equation, like everybody was just set, whether through a UBI kind of system or just, because I've talked to some people about like UBI as an example, and there's definitely like pros and cons with it, but at the same time, like if people just didn't have to work to have a roof over their head or for food, anything like that, just all the necessities were taken care of. What do you think that world would be like?
I'm very much a strong believer of the fact that people want to work. They want to do something, to build something, and whether that be just a very standard job just to have connection with people but at the same time do something, or to be creative, because that's what I think a lot of people are being restricted by now, because they have to work, they can't be creative, and I think people are made to create. So that would become a bigger thing. People would create, they would also become more aware of taking care of the community, stop being so individualistic as we are, at least in the Western world at the moment, because that's not how humans are. We are a group people. We want to take care of each other, but because of money, we can only take care of ourselves at the moment.
I agree a lot. I think people just so are convinced that there's like this weird balance between like almost the constant, I don't know if suffering is the word, but just like you have to suffer through life to get to the good stuff. And while like maybe in a fairy tale that would work for some people, but the fact is it seems like so much of society is just suffering to suffer more, while extremely rich and powerful people get the bulk of those rewards, and it just leaves people working, 50, 60 hours a week at a job they absolutely hate, with no clear thought as to where their future's going, just to put food and on the table and just to pay rent. And like, I don't know, there's got to be something more than that. There's got to be something like where we find that inner creativiness. I don't know if that's the word, but like inside all of us. And that's one thing I've really felt a lot with streaming, has been just this ability to have very creative overlays or very creative setups, have creative emotes, have creative set, like everything is just a creativity process. And I think more people should try, maybe not even streaming, but whether it's YouTube or just creating something, like everybody should strive to create something, art, music, streaming, content, whatever. Just people want to create. I definitely believe that.
Yeah, that's why I also so that a lot of people, and I think our age maybe, or maybe the people that would consider themselves millennials, are very much opposed to, for example, TikTok. They don't necessarily like it. They call it cringy, stuff like that. But I want to see it as a medium for people, and especially then the younger generations in this case, to create, because they're already going through so much. Let them make their silly little videos and try out things and be able to learn from each other. It's just, isn't that just kind of beautiful that we're able to do that, at least? Like that they can do something, and it's easy to make, it's easy to do. And yeah, they're probably still too focused on followers and getting interactions and views, and that's like the toxic aspect of it. Same with Twitch, same with any social media platform. But there's still something positive in there, I feel, and we should try and focus on that.
TikTok's interesting. I feel like a lot of people I've talked to about TikTok it's a lot of like privacy concerns, and just like how much information, like they are extremely aggressive with like taking as much possible information that they can get from every user. And I mean, that's a whole conversation in and of itself, but at least from like the platform side of TikTok, I think TikTok's fun. I think it's like a short content creation really feels like the future. Maybe not like long-term future, but over the next few years, stuff like YouTube Shorts, stuff like Instagram Reels, stuff like TikTok is just more and more becoming a popular thing. Yeah,
think so too. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of plans for like diving more into TikTok or doing like YouTube Shorts or anything like that yourself?
So I recently made TikTok myself. And that's been an experience. Honestly, it's a very much a rabbit hole that you can easily fall into, especially if you have a short attention span and you'd like to be distracted by things like I am. Then TikTok's perfect. It's just really nice, and I don't know. I've just been enjoying it. I've tried making a few videos. That was just fun to do. I do see it as like another part of content creation and another part of maybe being able to boost the numbers here on Twitch or whatever. And I know that's stupid, and I should really let that go. But it's just something you think about. But all in all, it's been a pretty good experience, and I should probably put more effort into it. I've so far mostly just been uploading cat videos.
Everyone loves cat videos, though. Nothing wrong with that.
YouTube, I created an account. I uploaded a few clips. I've always told myself, if I were to ever switch over to full-time content creation, I would start editing my videos. I have worked at a media company and edited for about 2 years, so I do already have at least the experience to be able to do it. It's just that at the moment I don't have the time for it. That's simple as that.
Editing takes up so much time, and some people don't really see like a lot of even something as simple as just slicing a couple clips, putting them together, maybe adding some music to it or some effects. It takes a long time, and some people love editing. I wish I was one of those people, but like I have to like force myself and sit down and like open up Premiere, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna edit something. Let's get in the mindset for it. And I mean, sometimes I can get a couple things going, but like you are so right, it takes a lot of time. And something I've slowly been realizing too, a lot of these really big YouTubers, Twitch streamers, influencers, if that's the word you want to use. They have teams behind them where like they'll do the stream, they'll do the video or whatever, and then they have editors, they have producers they can talk to for new ideas, they have people who go through and like they got a whole team behind them. And you got to wear a lot of hats to be able to be really successful at this. And you know, I think that's something a lot of people don't give as much credit to. Content creators, real content creators, is how many different hats they have to wear, whether it's for like the income side of things or the creativity side of things, the editing stuff, marketing, using Twitter and Instagram and social media, and like being a good marketer. These are all very difficult jobs in and of themselves, and to be good at all of them it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
It's a little frustrating when people say, oh, Twitch streaming, that's easy, or, you know, just gaming for a living. Like, they just don't realize what this whole job, as it were, entails.
Right.
And being a full-time content creator, that it seems tough. But how do you are you enjoying it?
I enjoy a lot of it. It's I've always felt it's like a band performing on stage. Like, it's easy for them to just be like, oh, they're just playing some chords on the guitar. That's easy. Anybody can do that. But there's so much behind the scenes that they don't see. There's so, like, whether it's practicing, learning the music, writing new music, marketing their music, like there's so much that goes into it that leads up to that moment. Same with Twitch. There can be so much that leads up to where you actually press that go live button, whether it's, you know, fostering your community, marketing your stream, creating content outside of it. There's a lot that goes into it. I left my job a couple months ago to really dive headfirst into this, and it's been a lot of a learning experience. I'll say things coming from every which angle. You know, like summer hitting, so Twitch viewership is a little bit less. A lot of people have said people are noticing like drops in viewer numbers, and which is fine. Like summer's here, enjoy the sun. I'm totally all for it. But at the same time, I almost feel like the optimal way to go is to have a job that you really enjoy with good benefits, and because that's a huge thing here in the States is like we don't have socialized healthcare or education or anything like that. So like everything is tied to your job, your healthcare, your dental, your everything is tied to your job. So like it's a huge thing here in the States to just pretty much live at your job. But if you can find a job that's part-time, I think the optimal way is to find a good part-time job with benefits and then do part-time creative stuff through streaming or YouTube and stuff like that. And I don't know, that might be the direction I look at in the future, something a little bit more part-time to kind of supplement. I mean, but there is stuff online you can do. There's ways of making money online to kind of supplement that a little bit, but yeah, it's not as easy as just leaving your job and like, I'm gonna do this full time, baby. It doesn't quite work that way.
No. How long did it take you to make the decision?
I had known I'd wanted to leave my job for a while. The company I worked at, it was like a retail sales job. So it was kind of the worst of both worlds, the retail world and the sales world. And yeah, it was really, 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 really frustrating job. Had really managers I definitely did not get along with at all. The direction the company was going in, I really didn't like. We'd been just making less money every single year, cutting benefits every single year. It was just corporate America 101. And I'd known like, I don't see myself here in the next few months. There's going to be an exit somewhere. And then what ended up happening was I asked my manager for paid time off for my wife and I to go traveling. And she said, okay. And then like a week beforehand, I checked my schedule and it said I was working. And I was like, I had asked for PTO off and you gave me the go ahead. And she's like, yeah, I wasn't able to make that happen, unfortunately. And I'm like, well, it's going to happen regardless. So I'm putting in my 2 weeks. So there you go. And there was so much like nerves behind it and so much like anxiety because I'd worked at that same company for like 10 years. Like that's the only job I ever had. And it was the best feeling in the world, like giving them the middle finger and walking away and just like, I'm like, I don't know what the future holds, but it's not with you and I'm out of here. And it was
that's like a dream.
It is, but that's the thing. Like, I feel like so many people they feel like they're stuck in these corporate jobs that they hate working, and like just they're living their life through these jobs that don't care about people. And you can quit and I'll replace you tomorrow with somebody else, regardless of how long you've worked there. And when people come together, they have so much more power than I believe the individual realizes. Like, people together leaving and standing up and saying, like, there's got to be change happening. I felt that so much when I left my job. And then after I left, 2 other people I worked with left. And it was just like, we're done with this. We're done making less money every year. We're done having crappy systems, getting talked to by crappy managers, being talked to by crappy customers. It was all a spiral. And I'm like, we all need to stand up and demand better is a huge thing I believe in. Sorry to go off on a huge tangent of corporate jobs, but like, I feel like a lot of people feel that way, you know?
Mm-hmm. For sure. It's it always saddens me because I'm the type of person that if I am unhappy at my job, and I suppose speaking then from a place of privilege where I'm able to do it, I will just quit and start searching for another job. But there's so many people who are able to do that, to stay with a job they are not happy with. Even if I wasn't speaking from a place of privilege, I don't think I could. I don't think I would be mentally, in a sense, strong enough. I don't know if I should look at it that way. Weak enough. I don't know. Like, to stay at a job like that. Like, I've worked in customer service for T-Mobile for like 3 months, and they treated us so bad. And it was 8 hours a day, like calling with people that got mad at me for every single little thing. 3 months was already way too long. And there were people that were there for 2 years and that felt the exact same way as I did, but they were still there. And they were like, yeah, I'll find another job someday. But they weren't looking for it. It's, I don't know. This world is a little messed up at the moment.
It is.
Or has been for a while.
It really is. And you know, because I've had coworkers like that. I was one of those people too, where just every day I was going to work, I hated everything. I was so depressed about it. I was so frustrated. And I'm like, just one day in the future, I'll leave. And just, it never happened. Like year after year after year after year, and just things started piling up. And at what point do people just hit a breaking point and they're like, I'm just done with this? And I mean, it is tough because especially if you have, you know, people who rely on you, kids, family members, other people who they need that income. It can be tough. I mean, fortunately for myself, like my wife and I were in a spot where like we don't really spend very much money. We're super conservative with saving like as much money as possible and having like a big savings rate and all of that stuff. So we were kind of in a position where we could give them the middle finger, so to say, and just be like, I'm done being treated like this. But yeah, I feel like more people, they live paycheck to paycheck, and you know, they're just sometimes spending outside their means, buying stuff they don't have the money for, using credit cards in ways they shouldn't be, taking out loans for cars that they probably shouldn't be buying. And it just becomes, you're just like adding these shackles to your entire life of you have to make money to pay for these things. And you know, the more you can save, the more you can not buy those things, the more you can just like really stash that money away. It almost feels like the more freedom I have.
God.
There's my financial tip for everybody. Save as much money as possible and your freedom grows.
Yep. Yeah, it's true. It's definitely true. I wish I was a little bit more comfortable where I am right now, but I still am comfortable enough to be able to be okay, and I'm mentally okay. So it's that's a good spot, and I hope people get to at least go there, you know, that spot.
Yeah, finding that it's life is such a balance of finding like things that spark your creativity, financial well-being, relationship well-being. There's so many aspects of our life, and I just feel like we don't ever have enough time in the day to get an 8 hours of sleep and, you know, cultivate and create all of these, you know, exercise and family and, you know, romantic relationships and friendship relationships and being creative. There's just so much in the world, and it almost becomes like a pick your poison kind of game. I feel like as I've become an adult, it's like, what thing do I focus on over here but gonna have to sacrifice over here, you know?
Oh, very much. And I think that was a bit of a breather for a lot of people once the pandemic kicked in.
Yeah,
we were able to drop some things.
right.
Even though I didn't like it, but we didn't have to visit family. We didn't have to go out with friends. We had to stay at home. It was a few things dropped off, and that was kind of nice.
I totally agree. All those jobs that are like, there's no possible way that you can work from home. Well, looks like there are a lot of ways to work from home now.
Suddenly, yeah.
Right.
Literally.
Kind of more on the, I guess, bringing back on the Twitch side of everything. What's your guilty pleasure video game that you absolutely love to play, whether it's streaming it or even playing it in your off time? Like, is there a particular game that's just like you always go back to it, that's your number one?
I don't think I have that. No. It always changes up. I've had a really long Minecraft period.
Ooh, nice.
I think everyone has.
I've never played Minecraft before, believe it or not. Never once.
What?
What?
Okay. Well, Zephyr plays Minecraft. I think it should be a thing.
Let's make it happen, everyone. It looks fun. It kind of has that Stardew Valley chill vibe kind of thing going for it, right? Different, but chill.
Definitely different. It's weirdly creepy at points.
Interesting.
Which I think a lot of people forget to mention when playing Minecraft. There is a creepy aspect to it, but it's very much seeing what you like in the game. Like, I personally really love the building aspect of it. I like creating like my own little things in Minecraft, making a little village and like looking up tutorials how to do things and that kind of stuff. But some people are really into the aspect of completing the story or just doing stuff together in the game. Like, right. I created my own Minecraft server, and a lot of people hopped on, and that was so fun. Like, every day we all hopped in, we made our own things, or we went to do stuff together, and it's very much also a fun community game to play with people. I think I only played it on stream once or twice, yeah. But I played it a lot in my off time.
It seems like with Minecraft specifically, is it a game where you can like create this world and friends can visit into your world?
That's only if you have a server specifically, and the server is something you have to buy. You have to set up with a company that makes the server for you, because otherwise, if you're not online as the server creator, other people would not be able to play in it. So with a server, at least, the idea is that the company will be running the server for 24 hours, 7 days a week. So everyone can always join whenever they feel like it.
That makes sense. I feel like games like that are so easy to get lost into, where you just boot it up on your computer and then 12 hours go by and you're just lost in this world. Do you feel like video games have become that more so than ever?
Oh yeah, it's definitely become a big escapism ordeal, really badly.
Right. And there's something for everybody, you know, whether it is something like a Minecraft where you can build this world, or even like a single player game where you're like almost taken along this journey with these characters into like whatever comes of it. Games are so fascinating now, because it's not just little Mario jumping up and down on the blocks anymore. Like, they're now full-fledged cinematic things that they just feel like this perfect balance of the cinematic movie experience and the in-depth detail you get from reading a book. It's like movies and books together just created video games, and I'm so fascinated. I wonder, it always kind of leads into the argument of like, if you think we're in a simulation or not. Because like how incredibly advanced video games have gotten, like what are they going to be like in 100 years on like the PlayStation 14, you know?
Yeah. Do you watch any anime by chance?
I don't. I mean, I've watched a little bit, like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon in the past when I was younger, and then some Studio Ghibli movies. The Studio Ghibli movies I think are pretty fantastic. I've only watched Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke. I've seen a little bit of Death Note. I believe that was the one, but I know a lot of my friends in chat are constantly like, when are you gonna get on the anime bandwagon, Zeph? You gotta yeah. Do you have any recommendations?
Oh, plenty. I've been watching since I was very young. I have seen so many. I just want to quickly finish my tangent there. There's this one anime called Sword Art Online where the whole premise is that they are their brains essentially are teleported into a game world. Like they put on this headset. It's kind of like virtual reality, but their whole soul, their whole being is placed into the game. And like if they die, they don't. Well, in this anime in particular, they're stuck in the game, and if they die, they also die in the real world. But normally that would not be the case. But that's something that I was always like, that whole idea of just putting on a headset and like you're
in the world.
You're in there, exactly. Not just virtual reality, but your whole body is in there. That sounds really cool. That would be really cool to have that in the future.
There's something like that, and I think it was one of the Yu-Gi-Oh seasons, where they put a headset on, laid back in a chair, and then the next thing they were like in a video game kind of world.
Yes.
I wonder if, I mean, there's an argument to be made, like we could be living in that as we speak right now.
Oh God, no! Don't give me an existential crisis.
I mean, if you really think about it, like, could the Big Bang just be somebody turning their computer on?
The big virtual bang.
Right, big virtual bang. It's fascinating. I love talking to people about like the simulation theory and the idea that our consciousness is in something like that. Because I mean, even if you look back, 40 years ago, a video game back then was like Mario, like little pixel Mario. And 40 years later, now we have games like Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us and Red Dead Redemption that are these incredibly vivid, realistic worlds. So what's like another 100 years in the future going to look like? And virtual reality is just becoming more and more popular.
Yep. It's really interesting to see where it's headed. And just every advancement that's made, every small, every big thing, it's very interesting to see, and how fast it goes. It goes so fast.
It does.
And sometimes it's a lot to keep up with, but it's so fun.
Especially if you skip out on like a generation of consoles. Like if you didn't get the PS4 and you're going from PS3 to PS5, you're going to be like, oh my God, what is this?
Yep.
Holy crap. But yeah, it's technology is just constantly blowing my mind. Do you feel like technology has interwoven itself in a way with who we are as people? Like it's just something that will never be able to be taken away. Like, I mean, you even hear stuff about Elon Musk's Neuralink getting implanted in our brains and having this computer within ourselves. How do you feel about that?
That sounds a little scary. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's already like kind of a thing that it's already not very safe online. And I feel like putting that inside of us and making it literally a part of our body, it seems
it's a lot.
I wouldn't do it personally. It's a lot. No.
Something that I just realized too, like when it comes to generations, I always feel like generational comfort with technology is getting more and more to the point where, like, if you think of like our parents, they were probably like, yeah, I guess we can get a computer for the house, but like we're not going to use it that much. And then us, we grow up on computers and video games and stuff, and it's just a part of our lives. And people younger than us, they're growing up with smartphones from 3 years old, 4 years old, however old. They can just pick up an iPad and just navigate it super easy. So maybe like generations down the line, they're just going to become more and more comfortable with virtual reality, some kind of computer implant thing. I don't know. It's and we're gonna be those old people on our rocking chairs going, oh, you young kids, back in my day you had to hold the phone in your hand, now you got it just in your vision.
Yep.
going to be the future.
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
I'm very excited to see it happen. Not sure if I want to participate in all of it, but I'm very excited to see it.
Right. For somebody such as myself looking to get into the anime boat, where would you recommend I even start that adventure?
Well, I think you've done really well with Death Note. That's like the beginner course anime that a lot of people would recommend. Same with Studio Ghibli movies. You've seen Spirited Away, you said, and Princess Mononoke, right?
Yes, those two. I want to watch all of them though.
Yeah, there are a few. Most of them are really good. I'd say definitely House Moving Castle is one of the more popular ones. Ponyo's really cute. My Neighbor Totoro is also a classic. There's something about the Ghibli movies that's just so nice, like the whole calm atmosphere. It's something that I base my life motto around as well, which is see the magic in the mundane, which I feel like is very much something that you see happen in Ghibli movies. Like the way they romanticize every little aspect of daily life is just wonderful. And like literally seeing magic in something as mundane as making a cup of tea, which I find really lovely. But that's also something that you have to like, I feel. Other anime. What kind of movies do you usually prefer?
I mean, I'm pretty open to like everything. Honestly, I think something that's always been a little bit of a drawback from getting into anime per se for me has always been everything feels so like over dramatized, if that's the word for it. And there's like sometimes like listening to some of the acting and everything, there's a lot of these like gasps or these like just
that's
like
very anime.
Right. And I'm like, people don't normally talk like that. So it's always been like a little bit off-putting or it's, you know, or something happens and then the like big dramatizations happen a lot of the time, and it's always felt like a lot. But I've been told there are others that kind of are not as dramatic per se, and you can kind of like work your way into it. So that's kind of why I was starting with, you know, Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke and all of them. But I mean, in terms of movies I like, I don't know, I feel like I'm pretty open to a lot of stuff aside from maybe romantic comedy. Sometimes I watch that just with my wife just to be like, okay, we'll watch a rom-com together.
Yeah, you can choose the movie tonight.
Right, exactly. But I mean, even like I just like really deep philosophical things that touch on what it means to be human, things that touch on, you know, the origin of life and just very strong themes, like very philosophical things I feel like really connect well with me.
Okay. Well, there's, you know, anime comes in all shapes and forms.
Right.
So you definitely have anime for those kind of topics as well. The genre you probably be looking at is slice of life. That is, it depends a little bit what kind of slice of life you're looking at, but one that pops into my mind that I guess it's a little odd in a way, but it still goes kind of into that vibe. It's deep and calm. Is Mushishi. Okay. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I don't think I have.
Okay. I've not finished it myself. I still need to continue watching it, but that would be an interesting one maybe for you to try.
Have you watched One Piece by any chance?
Oh yeah.
My mod Fortune is like, she's always telling me I gotta watch One Piece. Like, it's amazing.
Oh.
And I'm like, it's like 1,000 episodes. That's a commitment.
It doesn't sound like something you'd be into, to be perfectly honest, if you like what you've been telling me so far. I've been watching One Piece since I was like 15. Yeah. Oh god, that's 11 years. And I am almost caught up. I've done a big break in between, so like the episodes could stack up a little bit, and now I've been catching up. It's a very good anime, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot, and it's especially nowadays, it's very hard to get into because it's so old. It started in early 2000s or end of 90s, I think. So that the anime quality, the animation, the voice acting, everything is kind of
More old school.
Hard to watch.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is it still going, or has it finished?
No, it's still going.
Oh, wow.
The manga hasn't ended either yet. So I don't know if you know a little bit how anime making is done.
I don't know.
Okay. Do you know what manga is?
Yeah, it's like comic books in a way, right?
Yeah. So anime is 9 out of 10 times based on either manga or light novels. Light novels is also kind of like a manga. And the manga has to be finished, usually, not always, has to be finished before the anime can finish. And the manga is also still ongoing. So yeah, it's gonna take a bit. The writer has said that he knows how it's gonna end, and we're also getting there. But there's still a ways to go. We're definitely gonna surpass 1,000 episodes. Right now it's like 970, I think.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That is a lot. That's a commitment. That's a relationship. You got to go and like, I'm gonna marry this. This is a relationship.
Yeah.
Almost feels like Game of Thrones a little bit. Have you watched Game of Thrones at all?
I have not. No.
It's kind of the opposite. Like the books were written and then the TV series ended up going past the books, and it didn't necessarily turn out for the best, shall I say.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens too in anime. Like there's one really famous one, at least if you're a little in the know, that's called Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh yeah, and I've seen a couple of those episodes. That one, I watched that and then I totally forgot about it. And like literally a few weeks ago, I was like, what was that one I watched that was like really cool? That was actually one that I was originally gonna recommend as well. Full Metal Alchemist and then specifically Brotherhood is very good. It is considered as one of the best anime of all time. Have you seen Cowboy Bebop at all?
I've seen about half of it.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did like it. Yeah, I should probably finish it.
Yeah, a couple of my friends have said that one is like a classic. That's one definitely got to jump into. So that one's on my list as well. But yes, Full Metal Alchemist. That totally like reignited in my mind. Like that's the one you gotta watch. I guess kind of like stemming a little bit off of that, I did have a couple other questions that I thought would be really, really interesting to discuss. Where do you see, we kind of talked about this a little bit more towards the beginning, but where do you see your content streaming journey going in the next like 6 to 12 months in the future? Do you kind of have like a pathway you want to kind of carve out for it? Any kind of future ideas where you want to go?
So I've been struggling with this actually a little bit on how I want to do things, if I want to keep doing what I'm currently doing, or if I want to change things at all. I used to have like a really strict schedule that for the longest time, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday were my streaming days, always at the same time, and that was something I was very proud of, but that was when I was still unemployed, so it was easy to do. And then I got a job, and then suddenly, and it was also a job with irregular hours, with new schedules every week, so I couldn't do that anymore. I had to change things up, and since then everything's just been kind of a mess. And I haven't really been able to get back on track with that, even though I really want to. But content wise, I don't know. I want to try it all, you know. I want to do more things with friends. I want to try out fun stuff. I want to see what other streamers are doing, and if that's something that I want to try. I've never been scared to do silly streams. I've done a D&D stream before. I've done where I did a one shot with the chat. I've done a stream where I gave the chat Dutch lessons, which was so silly. I made this whole PowerPoint presentation. It was really fun. I've done a cosplay stream. I've done a mukbang stream. I'm sure I'll do a makeup stream or something at one point. I want to try.
Just try it all, right?
Try it all, yeah.
Right.
I want to make my setup better. I would love to have a streaming room at some point if I ever move away from this apartment. That would be very much a goal, so I can have like a pretty setup just like you.
I mean, in terms of my setup, it took so long to, I don't even know. Like, I feel like I got everything, and even to this point, I'm still not like satisfied with it. And I know my wife was like, but you got like all the stuff, and I'm like, but it's just always a work in progress, you know. It's never fully done. And that sounds like an expensive thing to say, but it is true. Like, you know, just kind of take everything one step at a time. And yeah, it's fun to have a room, but yeah, I don't know. I always just, there's always something I feel like I want to change up. It's like it drives my mind crazy. I'll be sitting here and I'm like, everything sucks, and I just get rid of all of it. And my wife's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, okay, never mind. Do you kind of feel that way? With like, yeah, just always improving?
It's never good enough, definitely. But I always also try to just, you know, try to remember where I came from, you know, like what it was at the start. Like, compared to that, I have so much now. I have 2 monitors, a camera, a microphone. Like, those are things I didn't have for the longest time.
Right.
And yeah, like, my community has grown, and like how that has developed, and how they support me and I'm able to support them. That's like, you know, just it's humbling. I guess.
I think it's really important for a lot of people, not even just streaming wise, but like you always want to be looking at the forward and like improve on stuff, get better at stuff, be paving your path forward, while simultaneously looking in your rear view mirror and being thankful for, you know, the growth you've had, things that have changed. Because yeah, I mean, even going back 6 months ago to streams I've done, I'm like, wow, things are so much different. And you know, hopefully it's always going to be that way. You know, hopefully for yourself, when you look back in 6 months or in a year or 2 years, just every month, every 2 months, you're like, I've really come a long way. And I mean, that could even be something as like setup and lights and all that, but it could even be more your demeanor, how you talk, your confidence, you know, how you express yourself and everything. And it's always a path forward. It's always a mountain journey to climb. And it's so easy to get lost staring at the top of the mountain, but you should be enjoying every step of the way. That's
beautiful. And it's like kind of funny because recently, for a good friend of mine, it was her birthday, and she's also a Twitch streamer, and I wrote a short story for her about her Twitch journey, and I called it The Journey of Mount Twitch. And ooh. Yeah, that it is a journey up a mountain, and like how that has been for her, and like the people she met along the way, and like that she's still going, and she can't really see the summit, but it's still like made her happy, and she's happy to be where she is. Like that's kind of funny that you said it like that, because that's literally how I wrote it.
No, that's so true though. It's always somewhat a little frustrating when some people are just so hell-bent on like partnership. They just want to become Twitch partner. And I'm like, I mean, that's a cool mile marker on the mountain, but like, just once you hit partner, there's still so many more places to go. And I feel like if you just get so caught up in numbers, and part of it I feel like is on Twitch's fault, because they're so number focused. They always showing you how many viewers are watching, your average viewers, chatters, just like numbers everywhere. And it's so easy to get caught up in that, when in reality, if you just focus on making your stream better, make your content better, make your community better, just always be improving in that way, like it'll come, you know. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but like months down the road, years down the road, what you want, what you're searching for will come if you just take it one day at a time.
Yes, exactly. It's really something, the whole number thing, and you've seen it as well. I'm sure that a lot of content creators, a lot of people in our surrounding circles, like people take breaks, people take a day off of streaming because they are so affected by their mental health. They're so affected by the numbers of it all, and especially with the drop that started happening at the beginning of summer, like that was so tough for me as well. I took a pretty big break in May to try to get over that a little bit. I feel like right now I keep giving people the advice to just, if it actually affects you that way, to, like, in your Twitch manager or in maybe Streamlabs or OBS, whatever you use, just turn it off.
Yes.
So you're not able to see it. And a good friend of mine, Chunky, he was like, but I really want to always know what it says. I'm the person who turns it off during stream so I can see what it is. But I've been trying to push it, like, stop doing that. It's for your own mental health, because a lot of streamers, when they do something like that, you can see them visibly going down. Like, you can see that it's affecting them.
Right.
And it's so sad, because it could just be a really fun stream, but then suddenly you see a drop in viewers and it just, like, crashes you.
Right.
It sucks.
Yeah, that's one thing about Streamlabs. I used to stream on Streamlabs OBS, and there was that little eyeball at the top you could just click on and off very easily to see viewer numbers. And when I switched over to regular OBS, it wasn't that easy on there. So that little eyeball is gone, which is very helpful. But yeah, yes. And so many people get caught up in the sense of if they see viewership drop, they start questioning themselves. They're like, did I say something? Did I do something? Am I not good enough? Is it me? Right. And it could be maybe they got to go do something in their life. Maybe just there's so many things outside of our control as to why people pop in and out of streams. And yeah, I think if you're just always focusing on that number, it can and it will drive you crazy. And I mean,
absolutely.
I was even feeling that like May, June time when summer started, viewership kind of started dropping off for a lot of people. I felt that a lot with the end number at the end of streams and stream summary, like average viewers, because we get it every single time our stream's done. Here's your average viewers or whatever. And just seeing it go down every single stream was really demoralizing. And it started just making me not want to stream. I would get anxiety before streaming. I would just be streaming and just thinking about numbers. And you don't want to do that. You just want to, yeah, the more you focus on numbers, just the more of a hurdle it becomes mentally to overcome. And it's just a mountain that you don't need to climb.
No, I thought it was really interesting. At one point, you tweeted like something along the lines of, how do you measure your success on Twitch, I think? Mm-hmm. And that almost all of the responses were my average viewers.
Yeah, that was the one.
And that made me a little sad, not gonna lie, that there were still a lot of comments who were like, oh, if I have an active chat, or if I had a good time, or something like that. But most of it was, no, my viewer count or my average viewers. And it's, that I think that most streamers feel that way. And that's a little sad.
And I think it's like, I'm not saying just like focusing on numbers is necessarily a bad thing, but I think focusing too much on it can be a bad thing. Like, I think having a number system, like an actual number, it helps to kind of ground some, ground like your numbers and stuff a little bit, in the sense where you kind of see where you're going. It's like your ship's navigating in a certain direction, so you know where you're going. But at the same time, if you just focus on it nonstop, it'll drive you bonkers.
Yep. And I feel like at the end of the day, and after a couple of months, all that you're gonna remember about Twitch is like the people and the maybe some big streams that you did. And sure, you might look at your follower count and think, oh yeah, all right, this is where I'm at right now. But I hope at least that people don't remember those like daily emails with the average viewer count or things like that, because that would be bad.
And just doesn't, I mean, it matters in a sense, in a small sense, but it's not something you should put all of your attention and focus onto. So yeah, it's being a streamer is such it's so much more mentally than it is physically,
Yep. Definitely. I think there's not a single streamer who doesn't struggle with it at least a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's right there in everybody's face to struggle with. The numbers we get during streams and after streams and everything. It's like, yeah, I almost wonder what it would be like if we didn't know our numbers or anything. Like if Twitch kind of hid that a little bit, but at the same time, I guess why they wouldn't want to do that, because if you get rated by Ninja or something or Pokimane, you're like, wow, welcome in all 10,000 of you. That would be wild.
That would be wild. Oh my god.
What's the biggest raid you've ever had out of curiosity? Do you know?
Yes. Yeah. I remember that. That was I think was that the biggest? I think it was 90 people.
Ooh.
Or around 90 people. It was also very much at the beginning. I still didn't have a camera. I was doing a Hollow Knight stream, and that it was a chess streamer.
Oh, okay.
Like a partner streamer, and she was also playing Hollow Knight, and she was like, "Oh yeah, this girl looks cute. I'm a raider," and I was sitting there like, "What is happening?
Why is chat going crazy? What is all this?"
Yeah, it was really wild. It was fun. Definitely gonna remember that one.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of those like really big raids, it kind of gives some oomph to the stream a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Do you play chess at all out of curiosity?
I have when I was younger, but it's been a very long time. Maybe I should do a chess stream. Ooh, idea.
You totally should. Have you seen that? So I think one of my friends mentioned on a stream a couple days ago about this TV show on Netflix called Queen's Gambit. Have you watched it?
I've watched parts of it, but I haven't watched the full show yet.
Oh, it's so good. Like, I'm not even much of a movie TV show person anymore these days. Like, I very rarely watch stuff, and me and my wife like binged through it in like 2 or 3 days. It was so good, and it was so human. I think that's something I struggle with in finding a lot of movies and TV shows is so much of it is focused on pizzazz and, you know, action and all that, and I'm like, I like really good character movies. I like movies where it's just character focused, and when you find stuff like that, like the Queen's Gambit, 100% would recommend, especially if you know what chess, like know how to play chess. I don't know anything about chess, and afterwards I'm like, we should get a chessboard. That'd be fun.
That sounds good. Yeah, I've only heard positives about that show, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna watch it.
You definitely should. It's a great show. One question I really was super interested in is I read that you're able to speak Dutch, English, and Japanese. Out of curiosity, which language do you find the hardest to speak fluently?
Japanese, for sure. Yeah, so Dutch is my mother tongue. So that makes it easy. English, in my country, we've been taught since like basically when we were 4. It's everyone in the Netherlands speaks English. It's just completely normal here. You start very early in oh, I can't find a word for it. Primary school. That's it. Okay. Yeah, so that's something I'm just fluent in. Japanese, I have studied for my bachelor, but it has slipped away a little bit. So I'm not as fluent as I once was, unfortunately.
I've heard, because you know, like French and Spanish, they're very different languages, but they have a lot of similar roots, and you can almost kind of understand a little bit just by knowing, like, if you speak French fluently, you can kind of understand hints of Spanish. Is Dutch and English kind of similar to that, or are they like vastly different languages?
No, there are definitely similarities. Dutch is a Germanic language, so we more have a lot of things in common with German. But there's a lot of words that sound somewhat like English words. We have a lot of words that we borrowed from English as well. But I'm also fairly confident that if I would speak Dutch to you now, that you would not understand it. There may be a word, but like you would never be able to translate a sentence. It's one of the harder languages of the world, I think, to learn. Grammatically, it's very hard. That even for Dutch people, it's very, very hard. It was one of my worst subjects in high school, for sure. But yeah, there's definitely similarities.
If you could like just snap of a finger, insta learn any particular language, is there one that you would be interested in learning?
I would probably still say Japanese. I just want to be able to speak that fluently. But if I have to separate from Japanese, then probably Korean.
Oh, cool.
yeah, I've been wanting to learn the Korean alphabet as well, since everyone says that that's really easy to learn. And I know a few words, but I would love to be able to speak it like at least as well as I speak Japanese. That would be nice.
I can only speak English. I did take a little bit of Spanish when I was in high school, enough to be able to like kind of understand conversations when people are talking, but not enough to where like I could hold a conversation with it. And I'm kind of bummed a little bit I let it go. I wish I would have done more of it. Because yeah, I think being able to speak like multiple languages is one of the coolest things anybody can do. Like, and I guess it's pretty common around the world for a lot of people to know like 2 or 3 languages, and at least here in the US a lot of people just speak English, so it's kind of a bummer. That in that way you were born in with the disadvantage when being born in an English speaking country. But yeah, it's never too late to start. Very true. I don't know if I was going to learn. Maybe I'd just dive more into Spanish because I'm already somewhat familiar with it, but like French would be really cool. I've always wanted to learn French. I mean, Japanese would be really cool as well. I don't know. I want to learn them all. Is that too much to ask?
I know the feeling. The only thing that I experience, and I know a lot of people experience that are either bilingual or trilingual or whatever lingual, you start mixing it up. I do that a lot, especially with English and Dutch. I feel I do it a lot. I just start mixing up words, and the more languages you throw in there, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
Which is really fun if someone around you speaks all of the same languages, but that's rarely the case.
Do you find when you're like talking to people, do you talk in English and think in Dutch, or is it like if you're talking in English you're thinking in English, if you're talking in Dutch you're thinking in Dutch?
Yeah, the second one. Definitely. Although I do think I think in English more than I do in Dutch anyway, because I've already been living the English life for a while. I've lived for a while in Japan as well, so that was also very much English focused. Besides Japanese, and me and my partner, we speak a lot of English to each other. Me and my friends do the same. Even though we're all Dutch, it's still a thing because we all live online so much that it's hard to switch sometimes. Even I have quite a few Dutch people in my community as well, and sometimes we're sitting in voice chat, and then it takes a while before someone realizes, guys, we can just speak Dutch to each other. What have we been doing? It happens almost every time.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Yeah.
Do you feel like so there's one creator who I follow who is from Australia, and he says he grew up his whole life listening to like a lot of English movies, like English conversations and stuff, so he kind of, his accent, that Australian accent, faded away and kind of got replaced with more of a American accent, I believe he said. Do you find that's happened a little bit with English, like hearing certain English media has kind of like changed a little bit of your accent with it? Do you find
in English, I feel like I definitely have an American accent, at least compared to British or Australian or something else. I don't know. I don't really think I have that thick of a Dutch accent in my English, but it does change compared if I speak to different people. If I speak to someone from Britain, I'm inclined to change my accent a little bit, even unconsciously.
Just like subtle, right?
Yeah, very subtle. But I generally talk very American English, I think. In Dutch, I definitely don't have an accent anymore. I used to have a pretty strong accent from where I'm from, but it's gone. It's just completely gone.
Yeah.
My parents always comment on it as well, like where did it go? I don't know.
You've lost it.
I disappeared when I started learning other languages, I guess.
It's going to be fascinating seeing how languages and accents evolve over the coming years with online and like voice chatting and FaceTime and all this kind of stuff becoming so more and more popular, because you can have people all across the world in like speaking different languages, but because of who they're speaking to, it can kind of like start to affect their accents slightly. So it's going to be really interesting to to just see in the future where accents and conversations and language in general comes. I wonder if there'll ever be do you think there could ever be like a one world universal language?
They tried that. And it didn't work. So I don't know. Maybe one day. I don't think so. But
I feel like, I mean, maybe with the emergence of translation and, you know, artificial intelligence and stuff, being able to just translate stuff in real time, maybe I could see that not really being a thing, because I don't know. Part of somebody's culture and like who they are, and a big just part of who makes somebody themselves, is language. Like, language is such a crucial component of how people express themselves, phrase things, get very minute with details. And yeah, I mean, if that's all lost, you know, I don't ever see that being lost in the near future, but you know, thousands of years from now, I wonder how many languages could dissipate out, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's sad to think about, because I was actually talking about that with one of the editors for my book, because I've written it in English. So of course I need editors for it that would check all the spelling and the grammar, because being able to speak English is one thing, but being able to write it is definitely a second thing, for a non-native. So they one of them is from Britain and the other one is from America, and they both are doing a full check before I send it into the publisher. And I made a mistake where I put in a word that is actually only available in Dutch, but I made it the English version of it. So the person from America was like, "That's not a word. What does that mean?" And I explained it to him, and he was like, "I think that might be a Dutch word." But that made me think about how there are words in different languages that one word that specifically talks about a certain situation or of something that is not able to be translated in English, for example, without using multiple words. And that's so interesting how different languages have that. Like, I know Swedish has a word that is specifically used for an English paragraph, and Dutch has so many words like that. It's just really interesting, and I love looking at that. I'm very much interested in languages like that, and how it works, and how, just how it's built up like that.
That is super fascinating. The idea of just turning like a paragraph worth of description into one word. Yeah, it's I'm almost fascinated what some of those words would be. How they would translate out, essentially. I guess kind of going on a little bit more of a like Twitch specifically when it comes to all of that. I always love asking this question because everyone always has really good answers to this one. What is one thing that you absolutely have loved about streaming on Twitch so far?
Oh, what I've absolutely loved. Probably the wholesome moments that I sometimes have on stream. The moments where both me and Chad are absolutely sobbing because we love each other so much. And the only thing that's happening at that moment is everyone is actively being supportive, reminding each other that they are loved, that they are there for each other, and they will continue to be there for each other. And that they're also reminding me that I'm also okay as who I am as a person. And I am able to give that back to them. Like, those are definitely my favorite moments on stream. Like, I love the chaotic moments and when we laugh about me doing something silly or stupid, but those are definitely way up there.
I think those are really important moments to have, because when it comes to streaming, we're live so much and it's so unedited and it's so raw and it's so like, it's just, you really find who people are. And again, you know, some people oomph themselves up a little bit for the stream and, you know, just kind of put on a little bit of a personality, but like, really, people really see who people are through streaming because we're live for so long. There's so many opportunities for mistakes or things to slip, or just like who we are to come out in full force. And yeah, when you have those moments where you just really connect with your community and have really honest discussions and really wholesomeness, and it's really powerful when somebody says like, I look forward to your streams every day, you know?
Yes, that's like the biggest compliment.
It is. You're
yeah, like, or if they're not able to make it and they're like, I'm gonna watch the VOD now because I really want to see it still, like, my heart.
Right. And it's like, we're just normal people living our everyday lives, going to work, you know, just normal people. And Twitch has been a platform where people can find other like-minded people who they can connect with, who aren't super over processed celebrities and fakeness left and right. It's just so real, it feels like. And that's something I really enjoy about doing podcasts and talking with people like this. Is it's one thing to kind of chat with somebody, you know, sentences and like a chat box and everything, but it's another thing to have IRL deep conversations like this, where we can go on full tangents and paragraphs worth of information and really kind of dive into each other and figure each other out a little bit more. It's so fascinating. Humans are amazing.
Yeah, this is nice. This is really nice. And like, as a streamer, you don't get this too often, of course. Like, you are still talking to the people digitally, and you see them in chat, and that's why I really like doing this now, and also what we are gonna be doing soon. Yes. With our friends. Like, I'm very happy that I'm gonna be able to talk with my fellow streamers, and because we all know what this is like, and we know what this feels like, and like you can bond over that. It's nice. And it's also, I think I said it's nice a lot during this podcast.
I mean, it is nice. I've been streaming on Twitch and friendships and everything. And it's also interesting too, because I feel like when you're a streamer and you stream and you go through all the streaming emotions, not a lot of people in your IRL life can really relate, you know, like if your partners, if your friends don't necessarily stream, you're just kind of in this own little bubble yourself. And when you, sometimes I feel that with myself per se, and having other streamer friends to talk to, we can kind of like, oh, what do you think about like imposter syndrome, or what are your thoughts on numbers, or what are your thoughts on like anxiety before streaming, or like all of these very streamer related things. And we can all kind of like, oh yeah, like I go through that, or yeah, I've been through there. And there's a lot of relation we can all have through it.
Yeah, and I'm a little sad that it's still a bit taboo to talk about the mental aspect of Twitch. Like, I feel like I'm in my community personally, like I'm not really bothered by it, but if I look at Twitter, or if I look at other Twitch streamers just on Twitch, it seems like people find it hard to talk about if they're feeling down, if something has been bothering them, or if they would just like to open up about that, for example, numbers are bothering them, without making accusations at chat or anything. Like, it's hard, but also it's not, it seems like it's not really accepted. And I'm sad about that. Like, I want to talk about that, and I'm very much always someone who pushes that. I want people to talk about their feelings. Talk about how you're feeling, please. Let it out. But it's hard for a lot of people, and I understand that. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like mental health just in general there's a lot of light being shed on it, just not even through streaming, just all across the world. And more people are becoming comfortable opening up, you know, dropping that fake, you know, whether it's like a super masculine persona, like I gotta be buff all the time and not let anything get to me, and just any kind of shield and barriers that a lot of people have. I feel like it's becoming more and more comfortable. People going like, I don't feel good, or I'm having an off day, or, you know, my mental health isn't really good today. But yeah, I mean, we all, for better or for worse, kind of hide it inside of us to an extent sometimes. So just being honest, letting it out. And I think if your community has really grown a connection with you as a streamer, they'll understand, you know, they'll understand, they'll be there for you. They'll be like, you know, what's going on? How's your day going? And even asking somebody a simple question, just like, how's your day going today, can just absolutely transform somebody's day. Yeah,
absolutely. On that though, with the mental health, like I was wondering, I'm not completely sure if you have that in your own Discord, but you see a lot of channels that are specifically dedicated to mental health, which I think is really good. But most of the time, they are vent channels. What do you think about that? I'm curious.
I would say I'm not super familiar in that aspect, so to say. I think venting is a type of, you're trying to get all those mental emotions out, and it's almost like mental. I've always called venting as like mental vomit to some extent, because you're just kind of throwing it all out there, letting it all loose. Not a bad way, just like you're letting it all out. And sometimes people can go a little bit overboard with it. I know I've nudged, my wife about that sometimes. I'm like, time and place for everything. But I think venting is really important to have. I think it's really important to have somebody you can really vent and just go tell them how you really feel. But at the same time, that person needs to know, am I here to listen and like pat you on the back kind of thing? Or am I here to give you like real advice? Like that was something me and my mom always used to kind of butt heads about, because sometimes she was just more about giving advice, and I'm like, sometimes I just don't want you to give advice, I just want you to listen, yeah. And that's such a human thing, that's probably, if AI and machines and stuff could all think and talk, they'd be like, these humans are so weird. But it's like sometimes we don't want somebody to give us advice. We just want somebody to have their ears open and to listen. And maybe that will lead to giving advice in the conversation. Maybe that won't lead to it, and they just need somebody to be a punching bag, and just not a punching bag, but like somebody that can absorb their vent session. And I think it's important to have somebody like that.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. For me, it's something I preach is definitely consent and communication, the big two C's. In every relationship, it's of course very important to communicate. So if someone's feeling bad, they first have to ask me for consent. I feel like they have to be okay with, or I have to be okay with them venting to me. And I always ask people to ask for consent first, because I can be in a place where I'm not able to help that person at that moment. And I think it's very important at that point to set the boundaries, to be able to be like, I'm sorry, I cannot be the person to support you today, and I hope I will be again soon. And that's very hard to do, because you want to be there for your friends, you want to be there for people you love, but you also need to think about yourself. Yes. But also with the communicating part, I've adopted this basically for a couple of years now. If someone tells me that something's up with them and they ask me to be there for them, I always ask them, would you like me to listen? Would you like to give advice, or would you like me to distract you? Because sometimes that's, you need, right. Like you said, you need someone to just listen. And I think that a lot of people should try to adopt something like that in romantical relationship, platonic. It works wonders. It's so nice, because a lot of the times people not really sure what they want out of those options. But if you keep asking them every time, they're going to be prepared for it, and they're going to be able to consider the option, and then eventually they know what they want out of that situation. And that's good, because you're both gonna leave that conversation happier.
I completely agree. Having communication skills, having good communication skills and good listening skills. I feel like a lot of people sometimes miss that one, but communication, listening, those are like literally some of the most valuable, underrated skills in the entire world. Whether it's, again, through podcasting, streaming, friendships, relationships, everything gets better in life if you have better communication. Yes, it's so important. it is it so is. On the flip side of that, though, conversely, what is one thing you have not enjoyed about streaming on Twitch per se?
I think the most obvious answer to that is the trolls. Yes. There are a lot of them. I feel like I've been able to deflect them from my streams enough, but you have some very specific things. I think, I experience also as a female streamer, that it just happens every now and then. Just like in the outside world, people are gonna make comments about either my appearance, or they're gonna make comments about me being a streamer and how it maybe affects streaming. I don't know, that people use the dumbest arguments. You see a lot of female streamers talk about this as well, about how sometimes male streamers blame female streamers for pulling away viewers, which is the weirdest and saddest take I've ever heard in my life. But yeah, that's definitely not been something I've been enjoying. Thankfully, I have a very strong mod team that also immediately bans and deletes everything, and usually when it happens I'm still catching up with chat anyway, so most of the time I miss it. And then we talk about it afterwards, but and in that regard I'm very lucky. I'm very happy with them. But yeah, it still makes me sad, and it still leaves a mark. It's still stuck in my brain that it happened, and that's not fun.
I would say when it comes to trolls, because trolls are absolutely like one of the worst things about streaming, because it is live and everything is so instantaneous, and it's hard to react in the moment a lot of the times. But yeah, I've always reminded myself when it comes to trolls, like people who do troll, all they want is a reaction out of somebody, and if you give them that reaction, if you dwell on what they're saying, then they've won in the end. So yeah, my advice for just anybody who like how to deal with trolls, I'd say just ban them. You won't even remember it 20 minutes from now. Don't let any of what they say into your brain consciousness. Don't even think about it. Just, you're a troll, ban, move on. And just like the more thought power you give them, the more you dwell on it or contemplate what they said, just the more power they have, the more they win. And just don't even give them that power. Just crush them with the ban hammer and move on as quickly as possible, and don't even ever think about it again. And I mean, the best, well, maybe not the best thing about it, but like when it comes to banning people, a lot of times they can still, I've talked to some people who take trolling differently. Like I've talked to some people who they'll throw the ban hammer on someone and then kind of like mock them during the stream and almost like take the power away from them, so to say. So I don't know if that's necessarily the right approach to it, but everybody has like a different approach to it. But yeah, my thing on trolls has always been just ban them, get them out of here. Don't even give them the time of day. Don't even think about it anymore.
No, I'm definitely on the side of try to move on. I literally have a command in my stream that's called rebound, and it just says, hey, something a little uncomfortable just happened on stream. Why don't you tell the streamer something nice? So then the whole chat is flooded with nice things, like, hey, I ate a really nice dinner today, or hey, this happened that was really nice today. And then the positivity starts back up. And that's something that I've been really enjoying, and I also recommend people doing if something happens. Just try to turn it into positive. So it's not always easy. Sometimes the trollings are really, really bad, like offensive, and like we had one on Gartic phone the other day. I don't know if you know the game where you draw. And some rando jumped into the game and had drawn very obscene things, very, very bad things. But we couldn't, they weren't in chats, we couldn't ban them, we couldn't find them. We didn't know who they were. That was something that was very hard to move away from. So, yeah, what
do you do in that? I mean, maybe just like end the game. Can you end the game and restart it with like a different code? Yeah,
that's what we did. I tried at least, but they still were somehow able to get in.
Probably like lurking in
that's when we had to switch to Discord only, and I just sent the people that I knew from my community a DM with the link. That's how we did it. Unfortunately, that's when a lot of random people came into chat and were asking really kindly, like, hey, might I be able to join maybe? Right. And they were like really nice about it, and they also stayed for the rest of the stream. But I just sat there being like, I'm sorry, but I just got trolled. I'm just gonna try to be careful. If you're here next time, I'm gonna invite you, but for now we're just gonna have to be careful. And thankfully, I think almost everyone understood. They were like, oh yeah, sure. I mean, you can trust me, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah, everybody's usually pretty cool about when stuff like that happens. I've gotten like follow botted a couple times before, and I have a command on my stream deck to like essentially turn on like follower only mode, turn alerts and stuff off to kind of like stop them from taking over essentially. And sometimes people will be like, oh, why are you in follower only mode? And it's like, it's not doing it for any negative reason or anything like that. It's just like a temporary thing because we just got trolled, and most people are pretty comfortable with it. They get it.
Yeah, it's that's literally the like defense policy that I have set up as well with my mods. If it ever happens, we're going to follow only chat. That's just the easiest way for that moment to do it,
right?
Or the fastest, I'd say.
It's frustrating that we even have to like think about this as streamers, because like Twitch, I mean, for how much money they have, for how big of a company they are, you think they would invest a little bit more in better safety or just better screening of people. Or maybe if you like create a Twitch account, you have to wait a couple days or have a phone number attached to it to be able to chat, or I don't know what the right way to go about it is. But yeah, when you see you just got followed by somebody, or somebody pops in chat and they have an account created 3 minutes ago, it's like, that's a whole lot of sus right there.
Yeah, honestly, especially after a troll just happened, every new follow, I then wait. I don't say anything yet because I'm scared. I'm scared something will happen. I'm scared I'm gonna get follow botted. The fear that we have to deal with right now in this day and age on Twitch is so odd. I wait until they say something in chat. And when they do that, then it's fine. And I welcome them and I'll be nice and everything like I normally am. But yeah, it's stupid that I sometimes feel like that during streaming, that I have to be careful and, you know, protect myself or the chat from anything.
Yeah, I guess I guess just a part of it is the fact that we are live streaming to, you know, on a website where anybody can just click in and become a viewer. And there's so much good with that, because, you know, people can meet you for the first time. I really like this person. I want to join the community and be a friend. Or on the opposite side, they could just find people left and right to troll. And, you know, I guess it does. Sometimes I think about it, like if somebody gets follow botted, or people come in and say really negative things to streamers that maybe don't have as thick a skin, and they're trying to go for that power move of making people feel like crap, making people feel like nothing. And like I said, just the more they dwell on it, the more they think about it, the more those trolls win. And you just gotta take the power away from them. It's so hard to do for some people, I know.
So hard.
It is, but you just gotta like give them the ban hammer and just move on. You know, it's
move on.
Tough to say. One thing I think that is a great question though, if somebody, kind of stemming off that a little bit, if somebody is interested in starting to stream on Twitch, maybe someone from your community or just somebody out there listening that's like, I've kind of been thinking about jumping into the Twitch streaming game, do you have any advice that you could give a brand new streamer?
I know it's very cliche, but be yourself. It's a thing that has been mentioned here before. Like, some people put on a bit of an act, and I think I'm definitely guilty of it sometimes as well. Sometimes you just up the entertainment value. You scream a little bit louder. You laugh a little bit louder. Of course, that's just the entertainer then probably in you taking over a little bit, but it's so important to be yourself, and that's what's going to attract people. That's what people are going to enjoy and are going to be staying for. Not the game, not your pretty overlay, not your great quality of camera. It's you. And that's the best way to connect with people, and that's, I think, what most people want. They want connection. So for that, I would give that advice.
That's really good advice. I mean, that's why a lot of people who pop into your stream one time and then just keep popping in time after time, and they become a regular, they become, you know, friends, and you build these relationships. It's all because you're being yourself, and they enjoy who you are as a person, and they just want more of you. They want to hang out more, they want more of the community. And yeah, I've always thought, like, man, it would be tough if you're one of those people who put on a fake persona, you know, like a character or an actor or whatever, and then just go and start streaming. And then you hear those stories of people get burnt out of streaming, and it's like, you're kind of putting on a persona. Of course you're going to get burnt out of it because you don't want to keep putting on this persona. Like, just be yourself, be the best version of yourself you can possibly, or the most honest version of yourself I could possibly. And you'll find people. And even on that, sometimes being yourself can turn away certain types of people, but the people who do stay for you will stay even stronger. And I know some people are kind of like are hesitant about talking about more, deeper topics like politics, religion, and I totally get why some people are like, ooh, I don't want to dive into that. But even I found on some communities, when they do deep dive into some of those topics like politics and these very controversial issues, it will push some people away who might not necessarily agree, but the people who do stay, they'll just stay and grow a stronger connection. And I'm not saying everybody should do that. I'm not saying that's the right move for everybody, but whether it is something like that or just finding something that you're honest with yourself about, just be yourself, be the best version of yourself you can be, and people will find you.
Yeah. I'm still I do think that streaming is not for everyone. And sometimes you gotta find that out the hard way. Sometimes you've been streaming for a while and it doesn't really click, or you can't really find the groove. That's okay. Okay. Then maybe it's not for you. But if you at least try to be yourself, and then you can say you've tried,
Right.
And that's really cool too, because that's another like chip in your pocket for something in the future that you can talk about. Like, I tried streaming on Twitch. I was one of the cool kids.
Right. And I mean, some people it'll connect with right away, and some people they'll just try it and it's not for them. Like my wife tried streaming a year ago when I was kind of starting as well, and she did a couple streams and she just kind of was like, it's not like super duper for me. And I'm like, that's totally cool, because she's like super creative in her own other ways. But there's something out there for everybody. Firm believer of that.
There's not a single human being who's not creative in some way.
Right. Whether it's writing or music, or I mean, I'd even say like learning multiple languages is super creative, and finessing words together, whether it's through writing or language or talking or communicating, being entertaining. There's just so many things that is hidden within all of us. And you might be an incredible artist but you've never tried art, but all it takes is a couple lessons, a couple classes, just trying it. And there could be, an artist buried deep within all of us.
Yeah. Just try out stuff. That's definitely a lesson you should take with you. Try things. I didn't think I would be a pro kazoo player, but here I am. Look at me. It's
nice. With the kazoo specifically, is that an instrument you have to like sing into it, right? And then it creates the effect?
Yeah, you have to hum. Basically, you just have to produce sound, and that's it. It's very simple. Everyone can do it. Now that was just a joke that evolved into a redeem, and
I've always wanted to get one, but I haven't got one yet. I'm sure they're not that expensive, right? Probably like $10 or something.
Not even. They're really cheap. Like the one I got was from Amazon, a couple bucks.
Nice.
Super cheap.
I did buy an ocarina, which I'd intended to learn, but the one I got is like, it's kind of a cheapo one, and it like air leaks out of it everywhere. So it's kind of more of a prop than anything. But yeah. Kyoukalay Pog. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. If you ever do your Link cosplay, or if you play Zelda, you can at least have it like in the background somewhere.
I like the way you think. Maybe for Breath of the Wild 2, possibly.
Ooh, yes.
Have you played Breath of the Wild, the first one, out of curiosity?
Yeah. It's the first Zelda game that I completed.
Oh yeah?
I really loved it. Yeah, it's because I've always had trouble with getting into the Zelda franchise. Unfortunately, I did play a few others, but I just never really got into it. But the Breath of the Wild was my type of game, like open world, just the RPG elements with the cooking and with just exploring. That's my kind of jam.
Honestly, for me, all the games I've played this past like 10 years, I think Breath of the Wild is like my favorite game of like the last generation of games, even more so than like God of War or Bloodborne or just any of the amazing games I've played. Like Breath of the Wild is the one that kind of, after I played it, I judge every other game in my head to it. I'm like, why can't I just paraglide off of this? Why can't I just climb this? Why can't I? Yeah, Breath of the Wild is a very special game. It's amazing.
Yeah. I'm excited for the second one for sure.
I think games like just that have that kind of sense of you just turn the game on and you're in a world of you just get lost in a world. It's so powerful.
Yes.
And I think games are getting, for better or for worse, games are becoming even better at that. Just putting you in this world that feels so realistic. You can just spend hours there, and people do spend hours there. And I mean, luckily we got Twitch streaming, and you know, there's amazing friends out there ready to hang out with us.
Yeah. Thankfully, we're not going to be completely isolated for the future.
And like, that's one good thing about streaming is, you know, we are just kind of playing video games or doing whatever, but you know, we got people there that we can entertain, people we can hang out with, people we can talk to, and just kind of take it all to the next level, I think. Yeah,
for sure.
Last 2 questions for you, my friend. What, in your own words, what does streaming mean to you?
Streaming to me means well, I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself. That's the problem. It means building friendships with people like I've never done before in my life. I can honestly say I've never had as many friends as I do now since I started streaming. And of course, there's the whole parasocial aspect of Twitch, but there are people that I actually consider friends. And being able to preach the whole sentiment of you are able to choose your own family is something that I've been able to put into my streaming community and able to convey that to people that agree with me as well and who found comfort in that. That's been amazing.
Community is what it's all about. 100%.
It is.
So last question for you. Where can all of our viewers and listeners connect with you online?
Where? Almost everywhere. Name a social media, I'm on it.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to follow me on any socials, I'm just Kyoukalay on anything. You can also find my fan fictions if you want on Archive of Our Own. If you want to see some of my writing, and of course Twitch. That's where I'm probably spending most of my time.
And links to all of that, of course, are going to be down in the description below. 100% for everybody. Thank you all so much for watching and listening to this week's episode of the Zephcast. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to smash that like button for the wonderful YouTube algorithm. It really does help the channel out a lot. And if you want to see more of your favorite content creators, streamers, and podcasters in the near future, don't forget to subscribe. It's absolutely free to do so, and we'll be having even more exciting content coming up soon. Thank you all again for watching. ZephyrsXP, Kyoukalay, and I will catch you all in the next one, my friends. Much love, everybody.
Bye-bye.